Pikes Peak, the adventurers go to strive and reach the summit. Today, I'm going to tell you about our experience driving from Miami, Florida, all the way to Pikes Peak and back. Also, you're going to see how I drove from Baltimore all the way down to Miami through a storm and continue our goals and issues at the same time. A few days before we started our trip heading up to Colorado Springs from Miami, I had to drive from Baltimore, go down to the I-95 corridor towards Miami. And for what I remember, I woke up around 4 something in the morning and started a trip early, and there was barely any traffic heading down south on the I-95. But while I was getting closer to the Carolinas, where was a forecasted model of Tropical Storm Debbie, heading into that area and pouring out gallons and gallons of water everywhere. You couldn't barely see anything. If it wasn't for the water repellent that I had on my windshield and the other side of the glass of my Camry, you won't be able to see anything. And after that, I drove to Miami. It took me around 14 to 15 hours with stops topping off fuel. And I don't recommend most people to drive 14 to 15 hours in one day. If it wasn't for my food, drinks I had collection on my right side, I would have to stop midway and call it a day and book a hotel or go to a family member's home and stay the night. After I got there, slept the night, and the following day went to my friend's home so I can see his car. The fix that I sent him to do over the long weekend, it was not finished. So we needed to complete the job before we were able to go up the mountain and drive thousands and thousands of miles. And the theme here was making sure both my personal Camry and his personal old Volvo 240 had the essential parts done to make sure it's safe to go thousands of miles. Like brake pads, rotors, timing belts for his car, and make sure hydraulic fluid goes through all the calipers in the car with no issues. But there was the first issue. After working at least 6 hours in his car, the brake system didn't want to work. Master Soon didn't pass any hydraulic fluid into any other calipers on any side of the vehicle. Additionally, since he had to deal with removing the timing belt to replace it, the radiator was also been planned to be changed later after we changed the belt and returned the actual fan that was mostly mounted in front of the engine with the plastic shroud. But Lewis, my brother's friend, he forgot to install the shroud and the fan at the same time. He decided to remove the radiator because it didn't have any coolant at that time and actually slammed it while installing. And by doing that, we didn't know what happened. We cranked the car with topped off fluid and started to leak. So the braking system didn't work and there's a coolant leak somewhere in his car. And that's when I had to change the whole purpose of this trip. It was planned out since last year of what we're going to do from step 1, 2, 3, 5 to the destination and back to Miami and back to my home city in Baltimore. I had to change from 3 cars in total to 2 cars. I didn't mention the Ford Expedition. That was the rental vehicle that I was able to tow my car or Lewis's car. We're on our way. It's nighttime in Miami, and our first destination was Gainesville, Florida. We slept the night in Gainesville, and the following day, I decided to go to a close local park and attempt to record the first scene of the documentary. At the same time, here's the little funny part. I decided to buy the semi-professional Sony camcorder that I'm using right now. And I didn't realize with the adapter that I got it for my collection of lenses for my DSLR Sony camera to this Sony camcorder does not feature autofocus. And when I tried to focus it on myself for the first time, it didn't focus on my body, but it focused behind my car that was in the back end of the parking lot instead. And I started talking about my car, and this is what happened. After that, we continue toward our adventure, heading through the I-75, past Atlanta, and stop our second destination of near Nashville, Tennessee.
We are on our way to Pikes Peak, and our first stop is Tennessee. And in the morning, we found this pancake machine that was very interesting how it actually worked.
We just recently left Nashville, Tennessee, and we're on our way to Kansas City, Missouri. We will see what we can do at the time, as arrival was around 7:30 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. And we're getting closer to the Pikes Peak because the following day, we're arriving to Colorado Springs.
Once we arrived to Kansas City, both the Expedition and the Camry's tank was nearly empty, and the following day, we stopped over at Sam's Club to top up our fuel to make sure we have enough fuel to arrive to Colorado Springs. After a few hours drive from Kansas City, there was a storm forming on the I-70 that caused our visibility to go down, but it wasn't for the water repellent on the windshield. We won't be able to see anything. So we're going up Pikes Peak. This is the base of the entrance after you pass the gate. And let's see how long does it take to go up the mountain. We have a little bit over half a tank. Coolant temperatures are optimal. It's 79 degrees outside right now. We're in the Toyota Camry. And let's see how long will it take us to go up the mountain and show you the beautiful horizon on top of Pikes Peak. So, Christopher's taking the lead up with the expedition because we had some camera issues, but it's no big deal. We got it working. This is actually very fantastic. Even though I've been driving in Florida for so many years, you'll never get nothing similar to the climb up Pikes Peak on your car. There's no mountains at all. But either way, the amount of trees before you pass the tree line, it's very majestic. That's one thing I'll say. There's a lot of rest areas just to go up the mountain. There was only specific spots, like one or two, and you have to keep on driving no matter what. So, from what I remember, the peak of this mountain is 14,100 something feet above sea level.
So where is it that this that one dude had fallen off?
That's higher up.
That's higher up.
Pikes Peak race. Most of those videos that you tend to see of people falling off the mountain is during the Pikes Peak race in June of every year. Because they lift the restrictions off. Like you must be on your lane to go up the mountain. Because you can use any lanes to take to your advantage to go as fast as possible to the top of the mountain. But here's another fun fact. Right now, the whole route up to Pikes Peak on your car is asphalted like
Yeah.
a typical road. But earlier in the 1900s, it wasn't asphalt, it was all gravel.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a higher challenge for people to go up the mountain with their vehicles at that time than today. And then there's a high interest to go up the mountain, and they decided to invest on the gravel road and convert it into your regular asphalted road. It made it way easier to go up. Because in reality, during a regular summer season, you really don't need a all-wheel drive or 4x4 vehicle to go up the mountain, even with light rain.
Mm-hmm. So if I could get the trees block it, but
We'll get a better view once we're in the top of the mountain. We can use the tripod to have a stable video, and we can
Right.
scope the whole horizon, and we can say our reactions and our experience driving my personal 10-year-old Camry and the Renzo SUV, that's the Expedition that we have right now, that Christopher is driving. This is Majestic Lake that's on our left side.
let's see,
Majestic Lake.
there's a good clearing. So
I think we're going to pass it through a bridge. Yeah, we're going to pass it through here. There's a scenic
the
route.
bridge.
Yep. If you want to stop by when we come back down, we can.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at this mountainside.
Yep. It looks like a dam crossing
Oh.
over. Road that goes up the mountain to the top of the mountain. It's the peak of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
The mountain used to be called Mount Evans, from what I remember, but now it's called Mount Blue Sky. Why they changed it to Mount Blue Sky? I have no idea. I just found out before driving up to Pikes Peak from Miami. Assuming we're done by here.
just keep getting in the way.
Bicyclists, bikers, and regular people with their cars, they like going up the mountain. And today's a Wednesday. Yes, it is a Wednesday. So I would imagine during the weekdays or long holidays, there'll be more people driving up Pikes Peak.
I think I've seen this corner a lot.
When from the race?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember seeing this part. Because there's no guardrails. And as what we found, there's no guardrails at all. So that's the dangers of the Pikes Peak race, that you can easily fall to the valley or to the cliff right next to the road. They also have a division for electric vehicles in the Pikes Peak race.
That one has made the fastest. I think an EV all-wheel drive is the fastest vehicle so far.
Okay.
And look at all these people.
Yep. That mountain.
See if I can get a better shot of that crack of snow up there.
You see, there's no trees by the mountain.
Yeah.
That's called, below the place where there's no trees, that's called the tree line.
Right.
Because anything after the after that altitude above the tree line, trees cannot survive. And we will see, you see a bunch of trees right now, and then there are no trees at all.
See if there's a clearing.
But yeah, I'm seeing the power reduction in this camera, because this is a naturally aspirated engine. The higher the altitude of any naturally aspirated engine reduces its power by a certain percentage. Can you make it take turn?
Yeah, I think I've seen this turn before.
Our speed limit has been dropped to 25 miles per hour. But if you don't feel like driving up the mountain, you can take the cog train.
What is that?
It's a train that goes up to the top of the Pikes Peak. And I think it's one of the cog trains in the U.S.
You're saying cog?
Yeah, COG.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, Sasquatch right there.
Super Sasquatch.
They put a silhouette of Sasquatch.
So look, we found Sasquatch. Now there's a $500 reward for finding Sasquatch.
Ooh, look at that clearing. That's a nice view right there. The only thing is that this exposure keeps going in and out because it's auto exposure.
I see. It's no big deal, because whatever you're recording, I'm not going to use every single second of the video that you're recording, just to make sure what makes sense, what I'm saying to the actual camera facing towards me and the dash cam. So all this will be a mix of the professional camera, the dash cam, and the action cameras in between each scenes of whatever I'm talking about in the documentary.
Right. Yeah, I've seen this hairpin. No, he didn't even die. That's the thing. He had a roll cage. No, it wasn't. He was just turning left.
Glen Cove Lodge, 1 mile. Here's the thing. I don't know what altitude we're in right now. I know that we're climbing. Like exactly how much are we above sea level? Maybe the sign says
Oh, elevation 11,000 feet.
11,000 feet. That's crazy. But we're close because Pikes Peak is 14,100 something. And my car is struggling to keep up with the expedition.
But we are.
Or the coolant is
We
fine.
are at like 2,000 RPM though.
Yes.
Anytime you're going up a hill, you should be going at least like maybe 2.5, 3,000 to 4.
This is very curvy.
Yeah. Maybe this is where he fell off.
No, I remember the video, it was less trees.
Yeah.
So it's higher up.
Ooh, look at that.
I'm expecting to see mountain goats around this area, but they're higher above the tree line.
Look at the crack of that mountain. This is another hairpin turn that I remember. Honestly, all the hairpin turns have been more documented than most.
Yes, but there's more people with their own cameras recording the race than now. Right now we're a crew of 4 people.
Maybe it came off here. Yeah.
And then later, you're the one who's handling the camera. I don't have enough lenses to do short distance recording, so I can give Victor my DSLR. Maybe next year we're going to try again to go Pikes Peak with your Volvo. I can do something different, like say, not the new and old system, but how old can you go, maybe?
When is it that they do the what is it?
The race?
The lap times.
Normally in the mid to end of June, those are when we have the race. So those days we have to avoid it because we can't go up the mountain. And here is supposedly, I think it's a shuttle where they pick up people.
I think this is where they started. I remember
Here's where you
seeing
measure the temperature of your brake pads and your
okay.
discs.
Yeah.
To make sure you qualify to keep going down.
But I remember seeing in a video, this is where people were starting to do their lap times.
That was where you saw the sign that says start.
Yeah. It wasn't like official racing though. It was just novice.
Okay. Maybe make a U-turn.
Look at the crack.
Let the person break up again.
This man's, what is it, Harley?
Seems like it. See that tree line in front? That's what I was talking about.
This is probably where he fell off. I see those cars up there. Yeah, this is probably where he fell off here.
This is very different than where I drive in Baltimore. Because Baltimore, there's a lot of hills, but not this steep roads to go up large hills. And there is, it's only for what, 500 feet in the climb and then you go back down after the crest of the hill.
Yeah, sorry.
So we're passing the tree line now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably where he fell off afterwards.
Yeah, it seems here because even though this is the first guardrail I see, it seems like after the race where people actually accidentally falling off, there's our cars, even though they can handle the body weight when it's slowly rolled over, but this fall, you're not sure about.
Yep, this is where, oh, this guy's Supra. But yeah, this is the guardrail. This is where that dude fell off. Nice.
So these guardrails seems to be new.
Yeah. Fell off the mountain here. Sorry, I shouldn't be cursing. I don't know if you...
If I use this part of the video, not to silence whatever you said, or bleep it out.
Alright. No. What the hell?
So is everyone fine physically? Expeditions coming down the mountain, and one's Toyota Sequoia.
I already feel it's a little bit harder to breathe now.
Breathe deeply.
Yeah.
And drink water, please. I don't want to scream out, Lewis, wake up! You just faint in front of me. That is tall, man. Just amazing.
I remember doing one in Hawaii, and we got like 15,000 feet or something.
15,000?
Yeah, almost.
You had to climb up the mountain, or you drove up the mountain?
Drove up.
Interesting. Never heard of Hawaii having this type of roads to go up along the mountains.
But they're not as cool as these, I will say. They're just like long stretches with I forget, was it with a hairpin? I don't know. But these are pretty cool. Look at that.
Traveling in groups in cars to get yourself a walkie-talkie. There's been a lot of parts of this road trip that we didn't receive receptions from T-Mobile. The only way to communicate between vehicles was through the walkie-talkie. That is very pretty.
Kinda wish I had a sunroof here.
Yeah, but it would cost me more to get the sunroof model. At that time, when I purchased this car, they were just pushing out the 2014 models and receiving the 2015 models right when I was going to the dealership to purchase this Camry. But it's still running fine. Right now it's 95,760 miles, and we're still going up the mountain.
Yeah, this is pretty high up there, I will say.
I will laugh. Let's say we did bring a Volvo up here and it's working fine. You might have some small struggles going up the mountain. Go up the peak, down the mountain, are right in front of where we're staying, and it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Oh, those guys kind of cheated. They had the Suburban carrying all their bikes.
Yeah, that's another way for you to go up the mountain. Instead of you struggling to go up the mountain, spending 8 hours of your life going up the mountain, if you, some of you don't stop or take a rest, they put your bikes on a vehicle, and then later they will take you to the peak and you go drive down with your bicycle down the mountain.
Yeah, I'm getting hard to breathe already.
Obviously, so once you get out of the vehicle, don't exert yourself too much. I say you want to run to the opposite side of the peak just to grab something on a photo or a video, because you will be tired quicker than normal.
Yeah, I know.
We're still going up.
Or maybe this is where that guy fell off.
Yeah, I remember seeing this type of soil that looks like clay. Here we have no reception.
Maybe we were able to get up higher, because I remember we were getting up to where the clouds were up in Hawaii.
Oh, good thing we're at the top. Oh no, this is the external parking spot. We still have to go up higher to go to the peak of the mountain.
Yeah. And we're on the other side.
Should we stop at any Baltimore?
Deep breathe and breathe deeply.
Oh wow, is that the sun being clouded? Ooh, look at that, the Mustang.
Oh, that's it. See, if that Mustang
Nice.
can come up the mountain, I think your bubble can come up the mountain.
Yeah, I just gotta deal with that power loss issue.
Oh, definitely. Unless you want is you pass the gate and your engine just turns itself off.
this is a bit long, I will say. I remember seeing in the videos.
I have a tricycle coming down the mountain.
I think the shortest time that they were able to get it in under was like just under 7 minutes, like 6 something. Oh, you gotta see back where we came from.
Stop here. And here's another thing with Pikes Peak. It's open all season. I mean, all the year. Even winter, spring, fall, summer. But they do close when there's extreme weather
Yeah.
for the safety of the tourists. And visitors. We can see mountain goats going up the peak of the Pikes Peak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I forgot to buy oxygen tanks. No, the oxygen tanks.
Yeah, we're fine. I will say I'm starting to feel pressure build up.
Where?
My intestines. I got a fart.
I think there's a restaurant in the visitor center on the peak of the mountain.
Nah, I don't need to go to the bathroom. Well, maybe just to go to number 1, but
Everybody good?
you know what we forgot is the potato chips.
Yeah, I forgot to put that. Yes, we're fine. I forgot to put. I was planning to buy the potato chips in Miami.
You know what though? Oh wait, but this is carbonated. It won't really be good. But this, I haven't opened it since the bottom.
We'll open in the peak outside my car. Hopefully it doesn't shove in your face whatever soda you got from Taco Bell.
Yeah. I don't think it'll count because it was carbonated, so. Wow.
It's 50 degrees outside. But will you consider this trip one of your best trips in your life?
Yeah, this is up there. I gotta say, this is top 5 at least.
There's a mountain in Peru called Tiklo, which is taller than Pikes Peak, like 2,000 feet higher. And there's an actual town near the peak of the mountain. In between the valley, the road goes through that takes you to those western towns like Huancayo, La Merced.
But I'll fall off the side here.
Please don't. And we go. That is pretty. Look at it. So how many pretty since I started this trip? Adventurous. Because I find this whole trip that we started an adventurous trip. It's like, say we decide next year, if everyone likes this miniature documentary, we should go to Alaska and drive up from Baltimore to Alaska with old cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then get a bunch of pushback from all my family. Said, you're crazy that you went with your car to the top of the mountain, and now you're going to drive up to the top part of Alaska with cars from the 80s that only has been performed oil changes and valve covered gaskets, and that's about it. you're a man.
Look at this guy. He's actually going and doing
There's
an uphill.
actually people riding bike up to Pikes Peak, and I applaud them. They're doing the effort for their physical body and the exercise involved climbing the mountain. Because let's say you've always been in your life at sea level, and he tries to, hey, I'm going to go this weekend to Colorado and ride up the mountain. This is the peak. We're here. Congratulations, everyone. We're in the peak of the mountain. The only thing we do is find parking. And that's on your right. That's where the visitor center is located. At the top, you're able to see the whole Rocky Mountains are all around you. It's a big difference compared to the highest point in the state of Florida. Arrived to the peak of the route to Pikes Peak, and we actually made it with our two vehicles. One is 10 years old, and the other is nearly brand new, of a 2014 Expedition. And it proves a point that we can make it up the mountain with old vehicles, because we made sure our old vehicles has maintenance on top and make sure all the things are changed, from brake pads, rotors, oil changes, tires are on schedule. This is Luis. He was with me.
Luis Echegoyen. Today is I don't know.
The 14th.
The 14th of August. It's 2:43 p.m. Mountain Time. We got some partly cloudy skies. We've seen a little bit of snow coming here and there, but it's not heavy at all. Low oxygen concentration, but it's a very beautiful scenery, I will say that. Getting here was part of the journey, and not just the journey, but the friends you made along the way. This is my friend Victor right here. What else could I say? But he's on the road trip with us. He's a brother to me, and we got some people in front of the camera right now, and it seems like this is going great. I hope y'all enjoy all this. We saw a little Sasquatch today, right?
Yeah, a lot of Sasquatch. It's the theme here in Pikes Peak.
Yeah. I was supposed to come with a Volvo 240 called Gladys, because she's a GL model. But cars are pain, and sometimes you gotta take what you can with them, and we just left her there. But we had a Camry today from 2014, and we had a new Ford Expedition. Both drove great. Can't see any real complaints about it.
Nope.
And
As a passenger, Ford Expedition is probably a little bit better. It's little.
And one thing you have to be aware is your engine type of your personal vehicle. If it's a naturally aspirated vehicle, you will have issues climbing and falling in traffic, and just go slowly. Enjoy the views.
Yep. Go fast. It's not a race.
No, it's not a race.
I mean, you can if you want to, but it's not. This isn't the time for it. You could go around June, right?
June is normally the Pikes Peak race, but they are not tourists coming to the mountains and race. They're professional race car drivers that has a lot of years training in race events.
What about amateur?
Amateurs? I
Yeah.
think you have to talk about those racing companies first. I think they're professionals. But either
there's,
way, you can come watch the Pikes Peak race.
Yeah.
But that's normally in the month of June. We came down Pikes Peak, stopped at the city reservoir, headed east to head back home to Florida, saw a big rainstorm in the way, and we ended up in Miami, which was great. Plus, thank you for watching.